Hello everyone, how are you? Today we will see the second part of solution of 2018 CSET पेपर 2. ठीक है, लास्ट सेशन में हमने इसके कुछ क्वेश्चन किए थे एंड टुडे सेशन वी विल सी द रेस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस. सो आई थिंक एवरी वन ऑफ यू वुड बी फाइन. Okay, so can we start now? Okay, so first question is very simple question, and this question is based on counting of figure from the reasoning section. So question is, consider the following three-dimensional figure. Consider the following three-dimensional figure. How many triangles does the above figure have? How many triangles? How many triangles are there in the given figure? We have to find out. So you can see here this is 1.2, 3, 4 and 5. This figure is like this, and this is a pentagon and having vertices 5. Okay, 5 vertices is there, means these are the vertices and these are the one vertices. So from above of this plane, there are 5 triangles. There are 5 triangles above this plane. Above this plane, there are 5 triangles, like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, like 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. These are 5 triangles above this plane, and there will also be a 5 triangle below this plane. So total number of triangle will be 10. Total number of triangle will be 10 from here. Okay. Now similarly, this is also a pentagon. This is also a pentagon, and there are 5 vertices here. So there will be 5 triangle. If taking this point together, then there will be 5 vertices, 5 triangle below this plane and 5 triangle above this plane. Okay, 5 triangle below this plane and 5 triangle above this plane. So total number of triangle here also is 10. So you can say that total number of triangle you can say that the total number of triangle that given figure shows is 20. Okay, there are 20 triangle in the given figures. Okay, clear? Now you can also solve this question through another method, like this. Suppose total number of triangle that you can see easily is 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8, this is 9 and this is 10. On the front side, how many triangle you can see here from the dark line, taking dark line, how many triangles you can see here? 10 triangle. Okay, 10 triangle. So 10 triangle is front side, and there will be also 10 triangle of the back side. So total number of triangle front side 10 triangle, and rear side there will also be a 10 triangle. So total number of triangle will be 20. So your answer will be option B. Option B will be the right answer. There are total 20 triangle in the given figure. Very easy questions. Okay, clear? Can we move on? Okay, now the next question. Next question is, consider the following pattern of numbers. Okay, consider the following patterns of numbers. So what is the number at question mark in the above pattern? This is the pattern given, and we have to find out at this place what will be the number. Okay, so this is very important pattern as far as CSET paper second is concerned. On the basis of this pattern, on the basis of this pattern which we will discuss right now, many questions or regular questions are being asked on this pattern. So you should understand in a better way how this pattern works. So here is 6, here is 6, so 8 plus 4, 8 plus 4 10 and 8 plus 4 12 and 12 minus 6, 8 plus 4 12 and 12 minus 6 6, 8 plus 4, this is 8 plus 4 minus 6, this is 6. Okay, this is the first. Now second, what will be the second? 10 plus 6, 10, 16, 16 minus 5, 11. 10 plus 6 minus 5, that is 11. Okay, so this is the 11. Now again 15 plus 8, 23, 23 minus 7, 16. Similarly, in the same way, 13 plus 8, 21, 21 minus 4, 13 plus 8 minus 4. The 8 minus 4, you can get 4 and you will get here 17. So at the question mark, what will be the number? 17. So option A will be the right answer. Option A will be the right answer. Clear? Any doubt? आगे बढ़े? Okay. So now the next question. Next question is, the figure drawn below give the velocity graph of two vehicles A and B. Okay. The straight line OKP, OKP, the straight line OKP, this line, the straight line OKP represent the velocity of vehicle A, velocity of vehicle A at any instant, whereas the horizontal straight line CKD, CKD, horizontal straight line CKD, CKD represent the velocity of vehicle B at any instant in the figure. D is the point where perpendicular, D is the point where perpendicular from P meet the horizontal line CKD such that PD is equal to half LD. What is given here? What is given here? PD is equal to half DL. PD is equal to half DL. The distance PD is equal to half of the distance DL. Okay, and what we have to find out, what is the ratio between the distances covered by vehicle A and vehicle B in the time frame, time interval OL. OL represent the time, this x-axis represent the time and y-axis represent the velocity. Okay, so this line represent the velocity of vehicle A and this horizontal line represent the velocity of vehicle B, and we have to find out the ratio of distance traveled by vehicle A to that of vehicle B. Okay, so distance is equal to distance is equal to speed into time. Okay, distance is equal to what? Speed into time. Distance is equal to speed into time. So if you multiply velocity with time, you will get distance. Okay, so if you multiply velocity with time, you will get area of this triangle. You will get area of this triangle, and this is the right angle triangle. Okay, so what will be, if you multiply speed into time, you will get area of this triangle for vehicle A. So this is a right angle triangle, and here you can consider if this is x, then this distance will be 2x. Okay, this distance will be 2x. So if you multiply speed and time, you will get area of this triangle for the vehicle A. So area of triangle will be what? area of triangle PLO, area of triangle PLO. In the similar way, if you multiply velocity of vehicle V into time, you will get, this is the time frame OL and this is the velocity line. So if you multiply speed into time, you will get area of this rectangle. Okay, area of this rectangle for vehicle B. So distance for vehicle A will be this, and distance for vehicle B will be area of rectangle. You will get area of rectangle COLD, area of rectangle COLD. Okay, so this is a rectangle. So distance, ratio of distance A is to B, ratio of distance will be area of triangle. This is the right angle triangle. Okay, so what is the area of right angle triangle? Half into base into height. ठीक है, half into base into height. Okay, half into base into height. So base is OL into height is 2x plus x, it will be 3x. Okay, now what will be the area of this rectangle? Area of rectangle is length into breadth. So length is here OL into breadth is 2x into 2x. Then what will be the ratio? Because this is in ratio, you can simplify. X will be cancelled out from this x and OL will be cancelled out from this OL. So you will be getting 3/2 is to 2, and that is 3:4. So what will be the answer? 3:4. So option C will be the right answer. Clear? Option C will be the right answer. Is that clear to all of you? Okay. Now the next question. What is the next question? Direction for the following 3 items. There are 3 questions based on this graph. The following 3 items based on the graph given below, which shows the import of 3 different type of steel over a period of 6 months of a year. Study the graph and answer the 3 items that follows. Okay. So by how much? First question is by how much measured in thousand of the ton did the import of steel, sheet steel, exceed the import of coil steel in the first 3 months? Question is by how much did the import of steel, sheet steel, exceed the import of coil steel? So we have to find simply differences taking 3 months together. So now come to the graph. The figure in the bracket, these figures, the figure in the bracket indicate the average cost per ton over the 6 month period. Okay, and this line shows the import of coils steel, and this line shows the import of sheet steel, and this line shows the import of scrap. Okay, clear? Now what we have to find out? Difference of sheet steel and coil steel imported in first 3 months. Okay, so in first 3 months, this is the sheet steel. Sheet steel, here you can find this is the 40, this is the 40. Okay, and here this is in between, this will be 37. Okay, in between 36 and 38. Okay, now here you can say that this is 36. Okay, this is 36. So 3 months taken together will be sheet steel taken together will be 40 plus 37 plus 36. This will be taken together 7 plus 6 13 and 10 plus 1 11, 113. And now the import of coil sheet for the first 3 months will be, this is the coil sheet, then this will be 30 and this will be 31. Okay, and here in this month, this is between 32 and 34, it means it will be 33. Okay, this will be 33. So this is the steel, sheet steel imported in first 3 months, and coil steel will be 30 plus 31 plus 33. This will be 94. This is the 94. So what is difference between these two? Difference between these two, basically we have to find out by how much import of sheet steel exceed the import of coil steel in the first 3 months. Okay, basically we have to find out difference between these two. 113 minus 94, it will be 13 minus 4 9, it means 19. So option C will be the right answer. Option C will be the right answer. Okay, difference of sheet steel and coil steel imported in first 3 months is 19,000 ton. Okay, clear? Now next question. Next question is, what was the approximate total value in dollar of the sheet imported over the 6 month period? Sheet imported over the 6 month period. So what we have to do? We have to find total quantity imported in the 6 month together, and we will multiply from this value, so that we will get total values of imported sheet steel over 6 months. Okay, so first of all we should know this is the this graph represent the sheet steel. So this is 40 and this is 37 and this is 36. Okay, we have done it in the last question. Now this is also similar to this graph, is parallel to this graph, so it will be also be 36. Okay, now what will be the height of this? This is 34. This is 34. Okay, and this is also 34. Okay, so total number of quantity imported over the 6 months of sheet steel, total quantity imported over 6 months, what will be the 40 plus 37 plus 36 plus 36 plus 34 plus 34, and what will be the total amount? This is 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 6, 14, 14 plus 6, 20, 20 plus 7, 27. This will be 27, 7, 2 will be the carry. Now 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 plus 3, 12 plus 3, 15, 15 plus 4, 19, 19 plus 2, 21. So 217. Total quantity imported, total quantity of sheet steel imported over the span of 6 months is 217,000 ton. Okay, 217,000 ton. Okay, now total value. What we have to total value? Total value. What will be the total value? Total value will be 217 into 256, and if you multiply this, you will get what? If you multiply this, you will get 5552. Okay, if you multiply this, you will get 5552, 55,552. So, but this is not in the option, so we have to find approximate value. So nearest value in the option in comparison to this is option C. Okay, option C, 55,550. So option C will be the right answer for this question. Clear? Okay. Now the next question. Next question is, what was the approximate ratio of sheet steel and scrap steel imported in the first 3 months? Ratio of sheet steel and scrap steel imported in the first 3 months. We have to find out approximate value of. So for this, you know, here total number of quantity of sheet steel imported in the first 3 months. In the last question, in the second last question, you have find out the total quantity imported is 113. So here sheet ratio will be sheet steel divided by scrap steel will be what? 113 divided by, and now total quantity of scrap steel imported in the first 3 months will be what? This represent the scrap. So this represent the scrap. Here it is 32. Okay, and here it is 34, and here it is also similar to 32. Okay, 32. So what will be the sum of these? 2 plus 4, 6 plus 2, 8, 8, 3, 3, 3, 9, 98. Here you will get 98. Okay, 98. So we have to find approximate value of the ratio. So here is 98 and here 113. So हम इसको इस तरह से चेंज कर सकते हैं. We can assume 113 as 100, इधर 2 बढ़ा देते हैं, 115 हो जाएगा, और नीचे भी 98 है, उसको 100 कर देते हैं, ये 100 हो गया. नाउ रेशियो बिकम 1.15 डिवाइडेड बाई 1.15 को हम ऐसे लिख सकते हैं 1.2 डिवाइडेड बाई 1. सो रेशियो विल बी 1.2 is to 1. So 1.2 is to 1. So option B will be the right answer. Okay, option B will be the right answer. Clear? 2018 questions paper was little bit difficult as far as calculation is concerned. Basically this paper was more calculative. Questions were easy, okay, but all the questions were based on calculation, okay. All the questions were more calculative except some questions, okay. So clear? Now we are moving toward the next question. Now question is, consider the following graph. Consider the following graph. Which one of the following statement statement is not correct with reference to the graph given above? So graph is, this is percentage of work and here month. In the x-axis represent the month and y-axis represent the percentage of the work, okay. And this dotted line represent the expected progress and dark line represent the actual progress, okay. Now this graph is from 1st April to 1st of September, okay. Now we will just verify each of the statement given whether which statement is based on this graph, okay. So first statement is, on the 1st of June, the actual progress of work was less than the expected. Which statement is not correct? Not correct. We have to find that option will be our answer, which is not correct. Wrong statement will be our answer. So first of all, so if you verify the first statement, that is option A, on the 1st of June actual progress of the work was less than the expected progress. Actual progress on the 1st of June. So this is the 1st of June and here actual, this represent the actual progress and this represent the expected progress. So on the 1st of June actual progress of work was less than the expected progress. This is the correct statement. This is the correct statement. Okay, this is not wrong statement. This is the correct statement. But this is not our answer. That option will be our answer, which is incorrect, okay. So we are just finding which statement is incorrect, okay. So first statement is correct, that is not our answer. So we will verify second option. The actual rate of progress of work was greatest during the month of April. This is the month of August. This is month of August. And the month of August, what is this telling? The actual rate of progress of work was greatest during the month of August. Obvious, greatest during the month of August. So this statement is also correct statement. Clear? Okay. Yeah, right. Now option C, the work was actually completed before the expected time. Obvious, work was, this is the actual progress and this is the expected progress. So expected progress of work has to be finished on the 1st of September according to the graph, but work was finished before that, in between, in the month of August itself. So actual progress of the work was actually completed before the expected time. So this is also correct statement, okay. So we are left with only one option, that is option D, and then D will be wrong statement because we have to, there are only 4 options, A, B, C and D. So all the 3 statements are correct. So this statement must be wrong. Okay, so we can also verify during the period from 1st April to 1st of September, at no time was the actual progress more than the expected progress. Actual progress is this and expected progress is this. So was more than the expected. So actual progress was more than the expected progress in the month of August. So this, on the basis of this information, this is the correct information, okay. This is the correct information and that's why this is our answer. So option D will be the right answer. Clear? Now Now the next question is direction for the following two items. There are two items based on this graph. Consider the following graph in which the birth rate and death rate of a country are given, and answer the two items that follows. Now there are first question is, looking at the graph, it can be inferred that from 1990 to 2010 the population growth rate has increased. From 1990 to 2010 population growth rate has increased. From 1990 so 2010, from here and here population growth rate has increased. So here we can consider that here, from here death rate is decreasing and birth rate also decreasing. Birth rate is not decreasing at the pace of that rate. So population growth has increased. So on the basis of this we cannot say that population growth has increased, although this is decrease in the this birth rate is decreasing, but that rate is also decreasing, but not in the same pace. So this cannot be inferred on the basis of given graph. Now second option, population growth has decreased. Population growth has decreased. Now on the basis of this information we cannot say that population growth has also decreased. Neither population growth has increased nor population growth has decreased. So option B cannot be the right statement. We cannot infer this statement between 1990 to 2010. Now we are moving at the option C. Growth rate of population has remained stable. We cannot also say that on the basis of this graph that growth rate of population has remained stable. Okay? Because birth rate is also decreasing and death rate is also decreasing, but not in the same pace. So this is also a wrong statement. So we are left with only one option, and that is D. So D will be the right answer. Population growth rate shows no trend. So this trend is showing neither the population growth is increasing or nor the population growth is decreasing. So we can say that there is no any specific trend shown by the graph. So option D will be the right answer. Clear? Can we move? Okay. So next question. Question is direction for the following two items. Now again the same question and same graph was there. With reference to the above graph, consider the following statement considering 1970 as a base year. Okay, 1970 as a base year. Okay. So what is basically we have to verify these statements based on the given graph, and whichever statement is complying the graph, that statement will be correct statement. So first statement is population has stabilized after 35 years. Population has stabilized after 35 years from 1970 till 35 years. So from here if you calculate 35 years, then it will be 10 years plus 10 years 20 years, and this will be 30 years, and here at this point it will be 35 years. So from here to here we can say that population has stabilized after 35 years. After 35 years this birth rate shows the state line and death rate also shows the state line. So on the basis of this we can say that the given statement is correct. Obviously after 35 years the population has stabilized after 35 years. Okay, clear? Can we say basically this is only population, okay, but what graph is saying, this is birth and death rate, this is the rate and this is the year. So here only population has stabilized after 35 years. So we cannot say that the population has stabilized. from here we can say that population growth has stabilized, not population has stabilized. So this is the wrong statement. This is the wrong statement. Okay. Now option second, point second, population growth rate has stabilized after 35 years. Obvious, this statement is correct based on the given graph. After 35 years, this shows a straight line, this also shows a straight line. So on the basis of this, we can infer that the population growth has stabilized. Population growth has stabilized. So this is the correct statement. This is the correct statement. Okay. So first is wrong. What about third? The death rate has fallen by 10% in the first 10 years. First 10 year means from here death rate की बात कर रहा है, तो from here to here. Here what point? This point indicate this is 25. Okay, this is 25, and this point is little bit. This point is little bit above 20. This point is little bit above 20. So this saying that 10% the death rate has fallen by 10% in the first 10 year. Okay, first 10 year. So first 10 year from 25%, from 25 to this point. If 10% decrease, then 25, 10% of 25, 10% of 25 is what? 2.5. And if you subtract 25, 2.5 out of 25, you will get 22.5. Okay, 22.5 point. But this point shows, but this point is little bit more than 20. Okay, but data shows that this point must be here in between this, but this is below. This is below 22.5. So on the basis of this statement is also not correct on the basis of given graph. So we can say that third is wrong and first is wrong. If first is wrong, then this option cannot be our answer, and this option also cannot be our answer. If third is also wrong, then this is also not our answer. So we are left with only one option, that is option D. So only 4 and second and 4 will be the right answer. So this is our correct answer. So option D will be the right answer. Is that clear? Okay. Now, okay. Now from here, birth rate has stabilized after 35 years. This is the birth rate, and this is the straight line. So we can say that the birth rate has stabilized. So option 4.4 is also the correct statement on the basis of information given in the graph. So only second and fourth statement is correct. Okay. So option D will be the right answer. Is that clear to you? So UPSC CSAT पेपर इज वेरी इजी. कहा जाता है ना कि जैसा आप सोचोगे चीजें उसी तरीके से आपके सामने आएंगी. तो अगर CSAT पेपर को आप डिफिकल्ट समझते हो तो देन इट इज डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू. इफ यू आर कंसिडरिंग दैट CSAT पेपर इज इजी एंड वर्किंग इन दैट डायरेक्शन ऑनेस्टली, देन इट इज वेरी इजी फॉर यू. ओके, बस समझने का फर्क है. जैसा आप समझोगे वैसा ही आपके सामने रहेगा ये. ओके, सो क्लियर, आगे बढ़े. सो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, एवरेज आवरली अर्निंग पर ईयर ई ऑफ द वर्कर इन अ फर्म आर रिप्रेजेंटेड इन द फिगर ए एंड बी एज फॉलोज. ओके, सो दिस इज आवरली अर्निंग in the figure A, and this is also hourly earning, and this is a time period in the year. Okay, figure A and figure B. So what is the question here? From the figures it is observed that the value of E are different. From the figure it is observed that the value of E are different. What is the value of E? This is the value of E. This is 20, this is 25, 30, 35 and 40. This is the value of E in the figure 1. And also this is the value of E, 20, 25, this is 30, and this is 35, and this is 40. So we cannot say that here values of E in the both figure are same. So this is not the correct answer. Values are same, okay, in both the figures. The range, the difference between the maximum and minimum of E are different. Here what is difference here? 5. What is difference? 5. What is difference? 5. What is difference? 5. What is difference here? 5, 5 and so on. So this is also wrong. Are different, not different, it is same. Okay. So this is also a wrong statement. So option B is also wrong. Now slopes of the graph are same. Slope of the graph are same. Slope of the graph are same. So slope means the angle made by that line with the horizontal. This is theta, and if we draw a parallel line similar to this y, this is equal to theta, then theta will be equal. It means slope is equal, मतलब ढलान, झुकाव, ठीक है. Inclination is equal for in both the graph, figure A and figure B. So this is the correct option. Option C is the right answer for this question. Okay, clear? Now the next question. Next question is, considering the following figure A and B. Considering the following figure A and B. Now this is the figure. The manufacturing cost and the projected sale. The manufacturing cost and projected sale for a product are shown in the above figure A and B respectively. What is the minimum number of pieces that should be manufactured to avoid the loss? Okay. So first figure A shows number of pieces manufactured. This x-axis represent the number of pieces manufactured, and this is the cost of the production, 4 lakh, 5 lakh, 6 lakh, 7 lakh and 8 lakh rupees. Okay. It means if you are producing 100 unit, 100 piece, 1000 piece, then the cost of production is 6 lakh. If you are producing 2000 pieces, then cost of production is 7 lakh. If you are producing 3000 pieces, then cost of production is 8 lakh. Okay. Now if you are selling 1000 pieces, then your revenue will be on this represent the selling price per piece. So you are selling 1000 piece and cost of each piece is 400, then total revenue, total sale will be 4 lakh. So total sale will be 4 lakh. Okay, 4 lakh. Total sale will be 4 lakh. Clear? Now if you are selling 2000 unit, 2000 pieces, so total sale will be the piece price of each piece is 350 rupees. So 350 into 2000, it will be equal to 7 lakh. So it will be 7 lakh. Clear? Now if you are selling 3000 pieces, then total income will be 3000 into 300, it will be 9 lakh. Clear? So what is the question here? What is the minimum number of pieces that should be manufactured to avoid loss? So what will be the minimum number of pieces that should be manufactured to avoid loss? So here, if you are manufacturing or producing 200 pieces, then total cost is 7 lakh. Total cost is 7 lakh. and if you are selling 2000 pieces, then total sale is also 7 lakh. So here cost of production is 7 lakh and total revenue earned is also 7 lakh. Hence there is no profit or no loss. So how much quantity you should produce? 2000 quantity you should produce to avoid any loss. So option A will be the right answer. Clear? Okay. Now the next question. Next question is, considering the following graph, the curve of the graph indicate different age group in the population of two countries A and countries B over a period of few decades. Okay, this figure represent country A and this represent country B. Okay, different age group of the persons are shown. So what is the question? Question is, with reference to the above graph, which of the following are the most logical and rational inferences that can be made? Most logical and rational inferences that can be made. What will be the first is, over last 2.5 decade, the dependency ratio of country B has decreased. Dependency ratio of country B has decreased. The population is below 15. This line shows the population of below 15, and this is dotted line shows the working population. This is working population. This is working population. और छोटे बच्चे क्या होते हैं? Dependent population. तो so it will be dependent. This shows the dependent. 60 plus population after 60 plus will be also dependent population. Dependent population. Okay. So below 15 are also dependent and above 64 are also dependents. So working this statement first talks about country B, and what is saying, over the last 2.5 decade means 25 years. Last 25 years means from 2050 to 2025 to 2050 की बात कर रहा है. ठीक है, मीन्स फ्रॉम हियर टू हियर, यहाँ तक की बात कर रहा है. ओके, so over the last 2.5 decade, the dependency ratio of country B has decreased. Dependency ratio कम हुआ है. ठीक है, तो डिपेंडेंसी रेशियो तब कम होगा जब वर्किंग पॉपुलेशन क्या होगा? अधिक होगा. ठीक है, वर्किंग पॉपुलेशन अधिक होगा. तो यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं ये जो ग्राफ शो कर रहा है, ये ग्राफ जो शो कर रहा है वो इंक्रीज हो रहा है. मतलब वर्किंग पॉपुलेशन क्या है? इंक्रीज हो रहा है. और यहाँ पे 15 बिलो 15 जो पॉपुलेशन है वो क्या है? यहाँ से आप देखें तो डिक्रीज कर रहा है. और 60 प्लस डिपेंडेंसी यहाँ पे हल्का सा इंक्रीज किया हुआ है. लेकिन ओवरऑल देखें तो ये जो रेशियो क्या है? डिक्रीज हुआ है. मतलब डिपेंडेंट पॉपुलेशन की संख्या क्या हुई है? कम हुई है. You can understand in this way. So over the last 2.5 decade, the dependency ratio of country B has decreased. Obviously, this statement is correct. Here, dependency ratio has decreased. Number of dependent people has decreased here. Okay, and number of working population has increased. Okay, so this first statement is correct statement. Okay, so first is correct. Now, by the end of next 2.5 decade, the dependency ratio of country A will be much less than that of country B. In the same time period, the dependency ratio of country A will be less than that of country B. Okay, so here working population is also decreasing, and working population is decreasing, and 60 plus population means dependent population is increasing. Although people less than 15 years also is decreasing. So overall we can say that this is increasing, and this is decreasing. So number of dependent population is increasing. So we can say that the dependency ratio is increasing in country A. Okay. So this statement is wrong. By the end of two next, the dependency ratio of country A will be much less than that of country B. So here we can say that dependency, number of people, dependent people is increasing, so dependency ratio will be increasing higher than that of country B. So this statement is wrong. So first is correct, second is wrong. If second is wrong, then you can eliminate this option. You can eliminate this option A, and also second is wrong, so then you can also eliminate this. If second is wrong, then you can also eliminate this. So we are left with only one option, that is option C, and option C will be the right answer. We don't need to verify third, because on verifying only first two statement we got our answer. Okay, clear? What is? Okay. No, that is not an issue. Okay. We can also do, because in the examination we have to answer the question in less minimum time. So why do if we got our answer in only after verification of these two statements, then why we should go for third verification of third option? We are left with only option C. So trick and move forward. Okay, so option C is the right answer. Clear? Now the next question. Next question is, the graph given below indicate the changes in the key policy rate made by the central bank several times in a year. Okay, so which one of the following can be the most likely reason for central bank for such an action? This is the graph, and this shows the this horizontal line shows the CRR, cash reserve ratio, and this line shows the reverse repo rate, and this shows the repo rate. Okay, so these are the these are the tools for the RBI to control what in the market. To control the inflation, RBI uses repo rate, reverse repo rate, and CRR or bank rate to control prices in the market. Okay, to control the liquidity in the market. So basically, if RBI uses these tools to control the liquidity in the market, it means inflation. ओके, सो कभी कभी मार्केट में अगर अधिक पैसा हो जाता है तो उस आरबीआई क्या करता है, मार्केट से पैसा एब्जॉर्ब करता है, तो उस कंडीशन में भी रेपो रेट, रिवर्स रेपो रेट टूल यूज करता है. ठीक है, तो बेसिकली आरबीआई जो यूज करता है रेपो रेट, रिवर्स रेपो रेट एंड सीआरआर ओनली टू कंट्रोल द मार्केट, कंट्रोल द लिक्विडिटी इन द मार्केट. ओके, सो what is the option? Encouraging foreign investment नहीं, increasing liquidity. To control the liquidity, encouraging both the public and private statement, this is also long. Anti-inflationary instances means inflation को कंट्रोल करने के लिए आरबीआई जो है इस टूल्स को यूज करती है. रिवर्स रेपो, लिक्विडिटी को भी कंट्रोल increase to increase the liquidity, not increase the liquidity, just control the liquidity. केवल इन liquidity को increase ही नहीं करती है, decrease भी करती है, absorb भी करती है, उसमें flow भी करती है. So this is not the best choice we can have. We can have this choice is the best among B and C's, B and D. So D is the right answer. Anti-inflationary instances. ठीक है, जब इन्फ्लेशन हाई हो जाता है देन आरबीआई यूजेस दिस टूल, एंड जब इन्फ्लेशन डिसइन्फ्लेशन होता है तो उस कंडीशन में, डिफ्लेशन होता है तो उस कंडीशन में भी आरबीआई इस टूल्स को यूज करती है. सो डी इज द करेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन. सो That's all for today. We are meeting in the next session again with another previous year question paper. So till that, thank you so much. I hope I have justice to you while solving these questions. So that's all for today. We are meeting again in the next session. Till that, have a nice day and thank you so much. Okay.